So my name is Veronica Lopez. I'm a business counselor manager here at Pace Business, the Business Development Center. I'll be hosting and facilitating today's webinar. Today's topic is Financial Bootcamp for Small Business Owners, 10 Laws of Profitability, How to Make Money Doing What You Love. And today's featured speaker is Lorna Whitaker, with Business Beyond the Shoebox by Money Smart Business Solutions. More about Lana in a minute, but first, a few housekeeping and introduction about PACE. So for housekeeping, so everyone is in listening mode in webinar format. If you would like to raise your hand to be allowed to speak, let us know. But in the beginning, we are going to be providing you the main presentation. You can enter any questions in the Q&A as well as in the chat box. We will have allotted time for questions in the Q&A between 10 to 15 minutes at the end. You do and can always enter any questions during the chat, and either myself or Lana will get to those, especially if they're relevant to the topic. Today's webinar is being recorded. Everyone who's in attendance today will be receiving a copy of the webinar recording, and also all of our webinars recordings are added to our e-library. If you don't know where that is, I will enter that into the chat. We kindly ask that you fill out our survey at the end of the webinar. One, to give ourselves feedback about today's webinar. We also share the results with our speaker. And then if also to help develop more programming, maybe from today's topic, there's another topic that you are interested in, and that would be great for us to know that. So about PACE, the Business Development Center hosts about 5 major contracts. So I work with the City of Los Angeles, Pico-Union Westlake region. They also host the region for the Hollywood area. And then also we have a minority business development agency that provides business procurement or contracting support. All of our services provide business counseling, so one-on-one counseling, needs assessment, business plan development, legal consideration. We also have pro bono attorneys that we work with that you can provide. We can be provided with free legal assistance, site location, and lease negotiation. We host an entrepreneurial training program twice a year. If you're interested in learn more, please let me know. And of course, we have courses like today, to help build your business acumen and develop your business further, such as today, which deals with accounting or the financial side of business. We also do e-commerce, marketing, technical training, also discuss green business, and of course, our small business lending or small business financing. We help business pre-qualify or get loan ready. We have SBA loans, alternative financing. We also partner with other local CDFIs to help you connect with the right lender if PACE may not be the best product for you. We also offer credit building assistance. And in terms of employee or hiring assistance through our WorkSource Center, we provide an incentive program. It helps you pay for a new employee hiring and training. You can let me know if you're interested in that program. It does cover about 6 months of the employee's salary, half of the amount. Okay. So with that, I just wanted me to give you a plug for our upcoming webinars. So our next webinar is actually today at 1, Procurement Masterclass, a comprehensive guide to government contracting. So that one is actually a series. I think this is the second series. We want to encourage you to attend the full series, but if you would like the pre-recording of the previous, you can go ahead and let us know, but we do encourage you to attend that. We also have a series with Bank of America's Business Fundamentals, and that's happening tomorrow. If you scan the code in front of your screen, it'll give you a link to all of our webinar recordings. So with that, I would like to introduce today's speaker. So Lorna Whitaker has been with us for about 3.5 years. She's an excellent consultant. Not only does she provide consulting services to our clients and our workshops, but she also assists us with consulting and also helping us assist our clients. So Lorna Whitaker is a small business consultant, a profit coach, Profits Co. financial skills trainer, a business growth expert with more than 40 years of experience working with small businesses. As the owner of her own small business, Business Beyond the Shoebox, she has clear and realistic expectation of just what every business owner must know and how so they could easily and effectively manage the financial piece of their businesses. She has worked with small businesses in all stages of business, from local mom and pop to international corporations, firms making seven figures, and startups with little more than elbow grease and a dream. With her real world know how, she has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs design and implement financial game plans and frameworks that support profitability so they can have both more money and more time to have, in her words, a business and a life they love. So, with that, I can hand the baton over to Larna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I have got my screen up to share so you can see the PowerPoint presentation. I will allow Veronica to let me know if it doesn't show up, but I believe you can see it now. Really
Yes, we can see.
excited to be here. Perfect. Thank you, Veronica. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really happy to see so many show up today. This is a real challenge for business owners to carve out the time to be present to expand their businesses, no matter whether you're a startup or you've been in business for a while. One of the things that I really want you to know that there's never been a better time to create a business that you love, that you can really make money doing what you love. And more businesses are being started all the time. You're part of a tribe that is 35 million strong. There are 35 million small business owners in the United States. And this really means businesses that may not even have employees yet, but they might have two or three or maybe even 10. So small businesses are really the engine that drives the economy of the United States. Um, the there are both soft skills and hard skills that business owners need to have. And today we're actually going to touch upon both kinds of skills. All right. The thing I would like you to know is that businesses are not profitable by accident. They are profitable by design. So today we're going to cover the gateway to success. I do have to provide this disclaimer. So, as Veronica shared with you, I'm a small business consultant. I've been helping business owners grow their businesses, run their businesses, streamline their activities and operations for more than 40 years. Okay. I'm a profits coach. I help them on that financial side to improve profitability. And I'm a financial skills trainer. I have discovered over the years that many business owners start their businesses kind of by the seat of their pants. And that's absolutely fantastic. But they don't come in to starting a business with an accounting background or with bookkeeping, 4 years of bookkeeping training. So I want to be sure that they have the fundamental pieces in place because business owners are smart, they learn fast, they can do this. But you do need to have some of those skills taught to you. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a licensed tax professional. I cannot and do not give legal or tax advice. However, business consulting is going to touch upon those areas. You need to know when you need to hire an attorney. You need to know when to go and talk to a CPA. And so we do have legal and tax kinds of conversations, but when you need advice, go seek out those professionals. It's all about helping you to strengthen your business skills and your financial savvy so that you really can do that. Have a business you love, doing what you love. So a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm a Meatloaf fan. Have always enjoyed his music. One of the lines in one of his songs I find really powerful. If the thrill is gone, then it's time to take it back. If you don't love what you're doing, figure out what you don't love and find what you do love. And then build a business from that. Okay. So it's really important that you love your life. And we're going to talk about some of the components. These are soft skills about what it takes to do that. Key number one here is businesses built on the timeless foundations of profitability will deliver predictable and sustainable rewards. You have to know what those principles are, what those foundations are. Okay? If you don't nail the fundamentals, having bells and whistles will not help you. I got to tell you that people think, well, I can add this, I can do this, I can do that. You have to nail the fundamentals first and foremost. And that's the place where I come in. I'm helping you to build a foundation that will provide profitability and success. So today we're going to cover the 10 fundamental laws that govern profitable businesses. Now, as you're listening to these and I'm covering them, think about what it is that you're doing well and think about what you could be doing better. And then you're going to start going, oh, I can see maybe this is a place that I need to strengthen. Then we're going to talk about the 3 rules that unlock the financial potential of any business, every business. And I will tell you more about that as we get there. What is the gateway to success? You may be surprised. Then I'm going to show you the step-by-step process that I used to triple my income my second year in business. This is a really something that people have said, well, I need to know the steps. I'm uncertain of where to start. Okay, let's show you what that process really looks like. And it can be used at any time, whether you're ready to grow your business or whether you're to start your business when you're looking to increase your revenue and your income. This is how it is done. And then the number one thing that you can do every day that will change your life. You ready? So let's talk about the laws of profitability. The first one is a no-brainer. Make more than you spend. Everybody knows this. They actually, though, they don't function in that place. So you need financial skills to understand where can you spend more, how do you spend more, and still make more than you spend. So this is all going to fall into the financial arena that you of the skills that you need in order to do this. The second one is really kind of a surprise that I uncovered in looking at what it is that helps people to be profitable. And it's the value, value, value conversation. So the first value is what is it that you do well, that you care about, that you bring to the world? And sometimes we get distracted because other people will say unkind things that makes us think that we're not delivering something valuable. You really have to get clear about what it is that you do, that you love, that is valuable. Okay. The second value is what you actually do. What service you provide, what product you sell, what is it that is actually that your consumer, your customer wants to buy from you? Okay? That what is the value of that product? The third value is probably the most important. The third value is what's in it for your customer. What is the benefit that your customer gets from your product or service? I recently read an Inc. magazine article, and it said that today's consumers, this is what they're interested in. They want to know what they're going to come away with. They have very or little or limited interest in what the product or service is because they already know what that is. They want to know what they're going to get from it. Really, really interesting. So, whenever you're in doubt about your strategies for profitability, you're going to look again back value, value, value. Be action based. This is really targeting people who suffer from indecision, procrastination. Get out of your own way, get moving. Be action based and be results driven. If you promise to deliver something, then deliver it. What is the result that you are trying to achieve? What are the result that you want for your business? Whatever it is. Do you need new customers? More customers? Okay. Employees, better revenue. What is it that you need to be doing? So you're going to take action and then measure for results. You'll be happier. You really will because you're going to feel accomplished. So measure for results. Keep your agreements. I got to tell you, folks, this is really starting to be a problem for a lot of people. People are making promises they don't keep. Don't be that person. Be that person that keeps their agreements. Know your numbers. I'm sure you've heard it dozens of times. And I know that a lot of business owners are not numbers people, don't care. This is this place you really have to start getting your training and your education on. It takes less time than you think it does. It's easier to do than you have been told. And it's really just a basic fundamental infrastructure that your business needs to have in place very, very early on in the stage of your business. If you've been in business for a while and you do not have a numbers structure, bookkeeping and accounting practices, get them fixed because this is going to really destroy your business over time. Establish goals. For me, that was kind of a surprise. I did not realize, and that's how I tripled my income my second year in business, was by establishing a goal. I didn't realize that if just showing up and doing the work wasn't going to be sufficient. I really needed to have a goal, have a daily goal, have a weekly goal, have an annual goal. It can be based on money, it can be based on customers, it can be based on getting things done. So establish goals, have a plan. Business plans are great. They do not have to be elaborate. They can be bullet points. You can have a plan for revenue. You can have a plan for marketing. You can have a plan for getting employees. Well, you're hearing plan, plan, plan. Okay. Well, they don't have to be elaborate. Couple of quick bullet points, three things that you need to do. That's a plan. Do not make this stuff hard for yourself. If you do, you'll abandon it. You just will go, I just don't have the time for this. I don't have the energy for this. I don't want to, I'm not having much fun. Simple, quick, easy. Keep it simple, keep it strategic. Manage your time to have a life you love. You need to have time to spend doing things you want with people that you want to be with. So manage your time. And then finally, love what you do. Really, choose a business that is something that you love doing. I have a client who has a pest control company, and people would go, I don't want a pest control company. He's outdoors all the time. He gets to meet and talk to lots of people. He's got employees now that help with a lot of the work. So he's doing the planning and the scheduling, and he's still out in the field all the time. He loves his business. So find something that you can do that meets your needs and that you love doing. All right, let's talk about the three rules that will unlock the financial potential of your business. This is really an extraordinary finding. So, back in 2013, again, this came from an article in Inc. magazine back then. Michael Rayner and Mumtaz Ahmed researched 25,000 profitable companies. For them, it was a business that had been in business for at least 5 years and were showing profits consistently. And they wanted to know what it was that these companies were doing that was making them profitable. And they found that these companies, when faced with difficult decisions, followed three rules. You ready? Rule number one, revenue before cost. Drive your profits through price and volume, not thrift. That's law number one, make more money than you spend. Revenue before cost means that I'm going to make sure that I'm paying attention to my income, to making my sales, building my customers, and that I'm going to pay attention to income, revenue. The reason for this is costs or expenses. The terms are kind of used interchangeably. Okay. they get to be real predictable and they become very stable. Revenue is the place where you pay attention, that where you're going to put your energy and your time and your strategy focuses. Okay. Rule number 2, better before cheaper. Don't compete on price. Okay. Don't compete on price. Unless you're somebody like Walmart or the dollar store, that's probably not going to serve you. What are you going to compete on? Value, value, value over and over. Because think about it for yourself. You would pay more for something that has better value than something that is cheap and disposable. Okay. So always think about, how am I going to speak about what it is that I do that shows that I am better and worth the price I charge. So these are the 2 rules. And then rule number 3, there are no other rules. They found that these businesses could do just about anything else they needed to, as long as they paid attention to rules number 1 and rule number 2. Now, the information that I'm sharing with you today, you know, the 10 laws and this sort of thing, allows you to measure, are you doing these well? Where are you paying attention? The thing is that this is a time for you to go, oh, I can do this better. I'm going to do clarity, focus, and action. Okay. I told you that this might be a surprise. What is the gateway to success? Bookkeeping. Some of you may be cringing. Okay, I gotta tell you, you just go, I don't want to do it. It's boring. I don't like it. I don't know how to do it. It's it's time consuming. It doesn't. It's not effective. I'm going to tell you right now that it can be time consuming on a bigger business, and you may need to get some help for that. You need to know bookkeeping. You need to know the terminology. You need to know the categories, and we are going to cover that today. Promise. It is the foundation for growth, profit, stability, and success. It drives sustainability. You really have to know your numbers, and it all starts with bookkeeping. It all starts with it. Small businesses, the bookkeeping can be very simple, very rudimentary, and it's a great time for you to start understanding it in depth because it is so simple and so clear. I see we have a couple of chats. Let me see if there's something there that I need to address. Nope, it's all being answered by Veronica. So great. Okay, so the gateway to success is bookkeeping. Don't resist this. Get a plan in place, get it moving, get it figured out, make it happen for your business because your business is unsustainable without it. So people don't always understand the terminology for bookkeeping and the financial parts of their business. So we're going to talk about some terminology today. This is a hard skill, one that you absolutely need to know. So first thing to know is that bookkeeping tracks the transactional detail of the business, the money in, the money out. It has to be accurate for it to be useful. Without understanding the fundamental pieces of bookkeeping, it will not be accurate. Okay? Without accuracy, it's meaningless. Accounting is that bigger picture view, the CFO part of your business. Every business owner is the CFO of their business today, tomorrow, always. That's part of knowing your numbers. So you need to be looking at the reports, the profit and loss report, the balance sheet. Okay, these programs are coming up in the next few months, and then in January we also have a class on QuickBooks. So these are learned step by step, piece by piece. This is a first fundamental piece. The bookkeeping is the transactional part, okay? And accounting is that review part. What story are your numbers going to tell you? What picture are they painting for you? And I'm going to show you how to read them. I'm going to show you those kinds of things over the next few months, okay? And I'm available for help in the meantime, but this is stuff you're going to need to have. And if your information isn't good in the bookkeeping part, then the accounting part is going to be, the garbage in gives garbage out. So let's talk about the first fundamental building blocks of having a business and understanding your numbers. Okay. First and foremost, I want you to know that there are lots of business owners that I have worked with over the years that didn't know this information with clarity, with absolute clarity. I've worked with bookkeepers that don't really understand these pieces. Frankly, when I took an accounting class back in college, I didn't understand these pieces. It wasn't until, over the last maybe 20 years that I really started to make a connection with the importance of these pieces and what they are. And some people feel they're very complex. They're not. They're super simple. There are 6 building blocks that you need to know in a very important way. Okay. We will be doing more of this in the next few months, but let's get you started.
Lorna, we have a question from
Yes?
Pernell Jones. And she
Okay.
asks, do you have thoughts on using Wave or QuickBooks or perhaps outsourcing this function to a professional? She has a startup in pre-revenue.
Yes. So I do have, I do have an opinion on that. Okay. So, uh, QuickBooks is managed to get themselves into the premier position of software for it comes to the bookkeeping part. They make it very easy with the online versions. Um, GoDaddy also has an accounting program that I hear is very good. The QuickBooks, because most professionals use it, like even the CPAs know how to use it, bookkeepers know how to use it, and it does a really good job. Then it's good for business owners to have this. Giving your bookkeeping work over to a bookkeeper is useful if you don't have the training and you don't have the time. All right. And your business is at a place where that's not something that you're going to ever be able to do or take care of on your own. It's useful to hire someone to do it. You can get an independent contractor to do it for you, particularly in the startup stages. Some businesses hire an in-house bookkeeper over time. Never do your own payroll unless you are a trained professional. It's just gotten so complex. You're going to use third-party software for that. Um, but even if you farm out your bookkeeping, you have to know the fundamentals because, as I said, there are bookkeepers out here that don't know this. And if you don't know how to answer the question on certain things, your bookkeeper could potentially put it in the wrong place. And as an example, I share this story. I was brought in way too far down the road to make the repairs. I was looking to see why his taxes were so large and why he was in so much distress because he owed so much money. And I found that about 3 years prior to my being asked to look at his stuff, he'd received a loan from his brother, and his bookkeeper had put it in as income, which made it a taxable event instead of as an owner's contribution. So you have to understand these 6 building blocks. You need to know them so that you know that things are going right. You do need to know how to read your financial reports so that you know if everything is being tracked carefully. So you need to know that it's correct and accurate. And you also need to be able to read the story that it's telling. What I think is really fascinating that I have learned is that it's easier than you would think it is. Okay. And I have not found a business owner yet that didn't really know what was going on in their business. They would look at the income and they'd go, man, I'm working all the time, but I don't seem to be making any money. Well, let's take a look at that a little more in depth. Or they'll go, that's not correct. Or I don't think I spent that there. So then let's look at that. So you have to know these building blocks. So I hope that answers the question for you. Please be sure to, throw it back in there if I didn't. You have to know it first. You cannot give this work away to somebody else unless you know. And then you measure for results. That's true with your marketing. Not all of us are skilled and trained in marketing. And you hire somebody. How do you know if they're actually doing the work that they say that they're doing? Because you're going to pay attention, you're going to measure for results. Your books, you need to know your numbers. And this is right here where it starts. So, great question. Thank you. So let's look what's on the balance sheet. It's part of your chart of accounts, a term that you're not probably familiar with yet. But your balance sheet is the part of a business that most business owners don't have a clear understanding. So what does it include? It includes the assets, things belonging to you, your cash, your inventory, furniture, equipment, things that you have bought and paid for, even if not paid for in full. We're going to see more about that in just a sec. Assets belonging to you, your bank accounts, okay, again, your inventory, cash on hand, furniture, equipment, etc. Assets. Liabilities, something that you owe. You understand that. Okay, I have a debt, I've got a loan, I've got bills that I got to pay for, I got to pay my credit cards, those kinds of things. Those are liabilities. Okay, so we kind of got a sense of what assets are, kind of got a sense of what liabilities are. And then we hit the third piece, which I have found that most businesses don't understand at all. Most bookkeepers don't understand it. What is equity? Equity is the difference between what you own and what you owe. So let's say that you bought a vehicle for your business and you paid $20,000 for the vehicle. The value of that is an asset, $20,000. So I only paid down on it 5,000, meaning I still owe 15,000. Okay, that's the liability. I owe for the truck or vehicle $15,000. So the value is in 20,000. Okay, and the liability is 15, and the equity, I'm sorry, the liability is 15, and the equity is $5,000. So that's the asset less liabilities equals equity. And for some of you, this is the first blush at this. So I've made it super simple. The thing is it doesn't get much more complicated even as your business grows. You may have more things, but your financial report on your balance sheet will show it: assets, liabilities, equity. One of the keys here in equity, if you take money out of your own personal pocket and you put it into your business, let's say I paid the $5,000 for the truck out of my own personal account, okay, that's equity. The money that my client got from his brother was actually money he'd given to him personally. He'd put it into the business account. That was, in this case, it was $75,000 that he put into his business. An owner's contribution to a business, whether it's in the form of goods or cash, is an equity conversation. If you take money out of your business, all right, and put it into your pocket, if it's not done by payroll, that's an equity. That's an owner's draw or distribution. And we're going to get into more into that. This is just the first time of you seeing this for some folks. You really have to understand what's on the balance sheet: assets, liabilities, equity. And time is short today to really do much more, but I want to give you those first pieces because this is part of the gateway to success, is the bookkeeping part and understanding your numbers, which is on the laws of profitability, knowing your numbers. All right, let's talk about profit and loss. Most of you have at least a clue of what this means, okay? It does mean kind of that beginning of make more than you spend. Most everybody understands income. Income is what you get paid for what you do. Pretty simple. It's not a refund. It's not money that you put into your business. It's money that you are paid for what you do, for your goods and your services. That's it. Simple enough. Cost of goods sold. This one's less clear, and it doesn't have to be particularly clear. Costs of goods sold are costs directly tied to your income. So if you have inventory and you sell the inventory, you have the income, and then you subtract the cost of the inventory that you paid for it. Merchant service fees are a really great example. You wouldn't have them if you didn't have the income because somebody used their debit card or a credit card or something, and so that's the income less the cost for the merchant fees. So they're directly tied to it. The IRS is not real specific about what these can be. This is something a business owner wants to know. Maybe you have an event and you have event fees. So you can show the income for the event and you can show what it costs for the event fees. Does the IRS care if it's there or under expenses? No, they do not. You care. Your financial reports are for you. People think that they're for the government, for the state income taxes, for the federal income taxes. They're used for that. But their purpose is for you as a business owner to know what's going on in your business because it's the only way that you can go, that's not working. I need to do this. Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't have a lot of customers. Oh, I didn't have a lot of sales. Oh, this is costing me too much. And expenses, I think that pretty much everybody understands that. And the government, IRS, is very lenient. If it's relevant to your business, it can be deducted as an expense. So what does it cost you to run your business, whether you make money or not? Your internet, your telephone, your payroll, your marketing, anything that you're spending on your business is a legitimate deduction to your business, okay? And whether it's related to whether you make money or not. Okay, next. Wanted to show you a sample of a profit and loss report. We're not going to do the balance sheet today. I'm just going to give you your first kind of taste or blush at a profit and loss report. Okay, so you will see that you have sales, and I broke it down. You can have as much detail or as little as you like. I just said repair services and equipment sales. Okay, and then I have the cost of goods sold, and then I have the gross profit. So some of these terms are new, and I will tell you, sometimes they use different words. So a profit and loss report is the same as an income report, depending on who's talking to you, what software you're using, what they're calling it. But it's really like, what did I make and what did I spend? That's what's on the profit and loss report. Then, so we have gross profit, again, a new term, but you'll see that it's just total sales less cost of goods. And then we have our expenses. Again, you can have as many as you want or as few as you want. Don't make it hard on yourself, or if you have another bookkeeper, hard on them. You want enough information so that you know what's going on in your business. So a quick review here is net profit. Okay, what's important about the net profit? Well, that's taxable. That's a taxable number. And if you're a sole proprietor and that's an annual number, you're not making enough money. In California, this net number needs to be around $75,000. At 50,000, you're probably feeling pain. Well, then do something about it. Go, oh, this is not sufficient. Okay, we'll do something about it. Now we look at the gross profit. Okay, so revenue before costs and better before cheaper. This is what we're paying attention to. As a business owner, you are in the driver's seat of your revenue. Revenue before costs and better before cheaper. So then your expenses, one thing I want you to pay attention to is wages. Wages are for employees only. If you're a sole proprietor, you cannot get paid wages. However, if you're an S corporation or an LLC taxed as an S corporation, you can. More advanced conversation, but it's something for you to start going, ooh, do I know this? And for gross profit, this is the only amount of money that you have available for all of your cash needs, loans, your expenses, your credit cards, money for you. That's in the gross profit number. Okay, how I tripled my income in my second year of business. Now I know that I'm going through this very quickly. It's a very short presentation. I hope I haven't lost your attention yet, that you're ready for this next step, because this is really powerful. In my first year in business, I figured I started as a bookkeeper, and I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'll just let people know, hang up my shingle, let people know that I'm ready to take on bookkeeping clients. And I didn't make a whole lot of money. I went, really? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why didn't that happen? What can I do better? So I'm going to show you what I did better. There are three keys to success. Assess where I'm at. That's know your numbers, where I'm at, what I'm doing, design, make a plan, okay, and then action. Get busy, implement it. So assess. Step 1, I determined my financial floor, okay? What is that? My financial floor is how much I need to cover my personal needs, what it is that I need. And that's going to be, I'm going to be looking at my net number to see if there was enough money there or how much money I had left over after paying on my other expenses, my credit cards and such. And so how did I do that? If you're already doing bookkeeping, you will have financial statements. Okay. If you're not, start by using, oh, I'm sorry. This is for personal. So I used my bank statements and my credit card statements to determine how much I needed every month, paying attention to my annual cash needs, such as taxes or insurance, which I only paid, once a year or every 6 months or something. So I needed to know how much money I needed for me. So I'm determining my financial floor. Then I determined my business's financial floor. So I used my profit and loss to determine how much I needed every month to support my business, my expenses. And I paid attention to, again, my annual expenses. And don't forget your cash needs, any debt pay down or loan payments. Okay. And I have an income calculator that you can find on my website that will help you to actually do the work, because thinking about it is not going to be sufficient. You really do have to plug in the numbers and get the answers. What is my personal financial floor? What is my business financial floor? That easy. Okay. So then we go, well, what am I going to do about it? Well, I want to design a future that I wanted. Just paying my basic needs wasn't going to make me happy. Frankly, it was I like Amazon. I like going shopping. Okay. I like traveling. So the thing is that I needed to design a future. I needed to figure out what I was going to have to pay for taxes. Taxes are on the personal side. They're not on the business side. Income taxes are a personal um, expense. They're not a business expense. You need some emergency savings. I had some debt. I wanted to get it paid down. I wanted to set some money aside for vacations and travel and family time. I wanted to build into my retirement. So, what is that going to actually look like for me? I needed some numbers. I needed to just kind of make my best guess. Okay, that's fine. So that was step 2. So this is how it looks. I calculate my monthly needs. So I've kind of figured out everything that I need. Some numbers are going to be annual, some are going to be monthly. You want to build them into a monthly number. My personal financial floor, my business financial floor. Now I know what my monthly financial floor for both are together. Okay. Then I multiply that by 12. That creates an annual financial floor. Remember, I'm talking both business and personal. I set some annual goals for other things that I want, my future, my financial future. And then I created revenue goals. This is part of the design feature. So I identified the annual income that I needed based on my financial floor and my financial future. I divided by 50. Folks, Plan for you're having a vacation. Plan for taking some time off. Don't figure that you're going to be working 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and build your income goals around that because that's what you'll end up having to do. No, plan for taking some time off. Plan for how many days a week you want to work. Plan for the number of hours per day you need to work. And you have to build that in and allow time for running your business. This is a strategy, okay? It's all about managing your time, managing your money. It all rolls back into the 10 laws of profitability. How do we actually build out a plan that works for us? Okay. Goals, um, knowing our numbers, having a plan, being action based, measuring for results. This is all part of the 10 laws of profitability. Now, one of the things is that I can use this information to determine my minimum hourly rate. If your minimum hourly rate is higher than the industry standards, but remember, you can charge more, it's better before cheaper, okay? Then you actually have a number. If it's more than that, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to sell that rate. If it's lower than that, that's brilliant because you get to raise it up to the standard, okay? This is going to be critical for making money doing what you love, is knowing what your minimum hourly rate is. Okay. And then I set daily financial goals. Minimum numbers, this is going to be your financial floor only. Okay. Your target number, which is your two financial floors, business and personal, plus your future goals. Okay. And then a stretch. A stretch says, you know what? I think I can play a little bit harder. I think I can do a little bit more. All right, great. Now you don't get to double down. Wanted to point out that in the beginning, your daily financial goals, and if it's weekly for you, some businesses it's just better to do weekly, but daily is great. If you don't hit your number on day one, don't worry about it. Get up day two and go, how can I do better? You do not say, oh, I was supposed to make $200 yesterday and I didn't make $200. So today I'll make 400. Don't do that to yourself. It takes practice to learn how to hit your daily number. When you hit your daily number with consistency, you can change your number. But in the beginning, learn how to hit that number and hit it with consistency. It takes practice. It takes practice. And then you implement your plan. You just get going on that. So, clarity, focus, action. These are the trifecta for getting results. Lots of business owners will go, I'm uncertain. Well, you do actually know. Most business owners may not know exactly the next step, but they do know what their intention and their goal is and what they want to do. Focus on it. Take action. You will start getting results. If you don't get the results you were after, look to see why. Okay, the number one thing that you can do every day that will change your life. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I didn't learn this until 30 years ago. Okay. It was really, really amazing that what a change this made for me. It's Eat the Frog, folks. Some of you have heard this. It's attributed to Mark Twain. Don't know, don't care. The thing is that if you're resisting doing something, if it's unpleasant to you, if it's difficult for you, if you just don't want to do it anyway. Eat the frog. Do it first thing in the morning, maybe first thing after lunch, but get it done because you're going to feel fabulous afterwards. And now you stopped worrying about it, which means that you can start focusing on other things. Because if you're leaving something undone, it's going to kind of be poking you in the sides all day long. You know you need to do it. You don't want to do it. Now you're not thinking about what you are doing. You're going to be thinking about what you were supposed to do, and you're not going to feel very good about it. Eat the frog. Eat the frog, folks. Here's a mindset hack. So for me, frog means something else. It means financially relevant opportunity for growth. And believe me, you're going to want to be doing that every single day. What is financially relevant for you? I'm paying attention to my revenue today. I'm paying attention to hiring a new employee. I'm paying attention to making my collection calls. I'm paying attention to doing my bookkeeping. What is financially relevant for your business? Do it first, get it out of the way, or make a plan for when you will get it done, whether it's in the next couple of days. But take care of those frogs. They make a difference. They will change your life. So we're getting ready to wrap up. We still have a little time for Q&A, so start thinking of your questions. Okay, success is not an event. It's a result. There isn't a rock star today that didn't put in 10, 15 years. All right, almost nobody ever gets tapped on the shoulder and said, "Oh, we'd like you to star in this movie," and now they're a big movie star. That almost never happens. What happens is that they show up, they do the work. I believe that Harrison Ford was a carpenter, actually working in the Hollywood area when he got tapped on the shoulder for Star Wars. Okay, it doesn't happen. So success is not an event; it's a result. Master the 10 laws of profitability. Learn them, know them. Say, okay, what can I do better? What am I doing well? Okay, let's look at the other ones. Embrace the three rules, okay? You know, revenue before costs, better before cheaper, and know that we can do just about anything else as long as we get rules 1 and 2. Acquire any of the skills you need so you can know your numbers and use them. It's powerful in ways that you cannot yet even know. Create goals, have a strategy, take action, and do first things first. It will change your life. Financially savvy business owners make more money, are more profitable, and have more fun. It is really like learning to ride a bike. At first, it seems a little challenging. You skin your knees a couple of times, but guess what? It's not as hard as it looks. And once you get your balance, you can just have a blast. Business owners can confidently adapt to change, stay focused on what's important to them, what's important to you, and create a business that delivers on its promise of financial freedom. Knowledge plus action equals results. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And excuses will turn your dreams into dust. And that's it for me today. When you get your handout, the link for the income calculator will be built into it so that you can go and grab it if you would like.
Mm.
But I'm here to answer your questions and to help you have a business and doing what you love. So I'm open to questions. I
Okay.
see
Okay.
Veronica is back up.
Oh,
So
yes, I'm back. Thank you, Lorna. That was wonderful. I really enjoy your real world approach to giving business owners like an overview so they can do like a deep dive into the details. Not many people, get a chance to take a look back and evaluate and reflect on how their business is going. I can't thank you enough. Definitely, you hit the target of providing value, value, value. We do have some questions, but before that, I just want to remind everybody that this is a three-part series. So please join us on November 26th for the ABCs of bookkeeping and accounting. Business Savvy starts here. So we're going to be covering bookkeeping and accounting. So continuing the conversation, I really want you to attend all three sessions only because they build upon each other and you'll just get a lot out of it. So with that, there were a few questions. So one of the questions was regarding assets and liabilities. Would tenant improvements factor into assets?
yes, yes, it does. Now, that's a tax conversation, how it's dealt with, but it does belong under assets. So it is those monies that you spend improve your space. Yes, it is an asset. Great question. Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
And
Someone,
so you'll get
go
some
on.
depreciation. That's where it becomes a tax conversation. So you just let your tax person know that you had those expenses, and they will help you manage to make them a deduction and reduce your tax burden.
Someone asked if they can reach out to you and for a consultation. But there on your screen, you do see Lorna's phone number and her email. She welcomes you to contact her there. We have one question. Okay, well, we have a webinar recording. We will have webinar recording. Um, okay, extra thanks. Oh, okay. Someone just thanks you for the words of encouragement as a small business owner and startup. So thank you very much for that. So I think that that was all of our questions, but I would encourage you to from now until the next webinar, if you have any questions that relate to finance, accounting, or bookkeeping, write them down so you can bring them back to our session. You don't want to miss out on just being able to ask an expert, regarding like an overview and be able to provide and answer your questions. So thank you very much, everyone. I don't see any more questions. So we started good and we ended strong. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you again, Lorna, for just being a great speaker. And I will see you on November 26th. Thank you, everyone. You have a
Awesome.
great rest of your day. Okay,
My
bye.
pleasure, everyone. Thank you so much.